brand new I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast is coming up next. Listen, this is the essence of what podcasting is all about. It's the return of the shooter, the young shooter, Dean Collins, to the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Can a shooter shoot? Can a skeeter skeet? Me and Dean got to go to the Bay Area, got to go to Oakland, San Francisco, hang out for 48 hours. We had front row seats, okay? We got to go to the Golden State Warriors practice. We met Steph, we met Draymond, we met KD, we met Coach Kerr, we met the entire Golden State Warriors team and staff. Then we got to go to the game, okay? They played the New York Knicks, and Dean Collins had the privilege, first time in his life, of learning what it's like to share a hotel with me, Michael Rapaport, for 48 hours. It was a beautiful trip to the Bay Area. Then, I also got 6-time Pro Bowler, okay? Gerald McCoy from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, defensive tackle. He's feared and respected by every single quarterback in the NFL. He breaks down what it's like to chase Cam Newton, to tackle Tom Brady, and what it takes to stay in shape as a defensive beast of the NFL and a Tampa Bay Buccaneer savage, true blue savage. Then, me and G Moody, last name rhymes with duty, are going to do our thing. We're giving the Wonder Bread bag treatment to 2 special victims and so much more. It's a smash mouth, all everything, all Pro Bowl I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast with me, the young shooter, Dean Collins, Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Gerald McCoy, and closing the show, G Moody, last name rhymes with duty. Miles, let me get something funky. All right, brand new Buttersoft I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast t-shirts are available at store.barstoolsports.com. You wanted it. I wanted it. We are introducing the very first Stickman Hall of Fame t-shirt. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. It's Buttersoft, the Stickman Hall of Fame t-shirt. Okay, and of course we have the You Fuck You t-shirt, the world famous Sucker Shit t-shirt, the Gringo Mandingo t-shirt, the Rapmatic t-shirt, and all I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast products at store.barstoolsports.com. I mean, who doesn't want a world famous Stickman Hall of Fame t-shirt? And you know it's Buttersoft. Go to store.barstoolsports.com now. Test.
Test. Hey, hello.
Test. 1 2 1 2. All right. The people have been wondering where he is. The shooter, the young shooter, Dean Collins is with me on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Michael.
So, as some of you may have already seen on my social media and Dean's, we took a trip to the Yay area, the Bay.
Yes.
We went up there to possibly sniff around doing some business in the Bay Area. And of course, if you're in the Bay Area during basketball season, well, you got to deal with the Golden State Warriors. You got to go see the Golden State Warriors. And we did it to the highest degree. But before we get to the Golden State Warriors,
yes,
Dean, we've never bunked down together.
Not in one room, and I didn't think that we were gonna have one room together.
We had one room, 2 beds.
Right.
One big room with 2 beds.
Yes. But you might as well, I mean, you treated it as just, that was your room.
No.
I wasn't really even
I
considered.
said, which bed do you want? And you took the one over there, and I said, I want the one closest to the bathroom, which turned out to be a great idea.
Yeah, definitely, because that room started to smell like a sewer by day 2. And that was one of the worst decisions of my life because I was like, oh, cool, we'll share a room. That's no big deal.
Yeah, like in and out, not a big deal.
Not a big
2
deal.
guys,
right.
in a room. Moody's done it for years. We've bunked down.
Right.
I try to avoid it. I'd like my own room, my own space, my own privacy.
You did say that before the trip, and I thought that was going to happen where we would have 2 separate rooms.
I thought we were going to have 2 rooms. I didn't try to trick you, and it wasn't like I was trying to come up there, it's going to be separate rooms, and next thing you know, you're like...
I was locked in that room, and there was a lot of smells, and let's just say after about 10 hours of being in there, I would have probably paid $1,000 out of my own pocket to just get a separate room.
But you didn't leave.
I didn't leave.
Hashtag you didn't leave.
Hashtag I didn't leave.
Hashtag you didn't leave.
I stayed.
Yes.
And yes, the smells, the snoring, the coughing, the phlegm. There was just it was just a wide variety of
cacophony.
What is
cacophony?
It? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of different sounds. A cacophony.
Yes.
Cacophony of sounds.
I like that word, bro. That's sick.
All right, let's get to it.
Sure.
So,
and I just want to clarify, we were not in San Francisco because I've been getting a lot of hate saying, had a great trip up to San Francisco. We did visit San Francisco, but people go, you're in Oakland, you dumb motherfucker. You got to be very careful.
Duke. These people, we know where the fuck we're at. And if we want to say our trip was to San Francisco, maybe we landed in the San Francisco airport.
You don't know where the fuck we landed.
How do you know where we were? Who's this? Someone on Instagram?
It's just a bunch of people who are like, yo, you got to change it. Listen.
We got to change shit, Duke.
We flew into San Francisco and we walked the streets of San Francisco.
And then we actually slept in Berkeley.
Yes.
And flew out of Oakland Airport. So you tell us where the trip is.
Yeah, why don't you fucking tell us where we went? Anyway, sorry about that. I just had to get that one off my chest regarding the location.
All right, so I've had a couple of these experiences in the past, and I've promised myself from the beginning, I never want to make them redundant because I never want to not be totally hyped and totally excited out of my tree. So, not going to tell you how. Listen, I'm the Gringo Mandingo. I'm Michael Rapaport. You do the math on how the fuck I got invited to the Golden State Warriors practice. You figure it out. I don't need to give you all the details.
Yeah, tell him, bro. Tell him. Yeah, bro, tell him.
So,
no, but let's give him some of the details.
We don't need to tell him how we got to the practice. I'm Michael Rapaport. I'm the guy that shows up with the broom at the finals.
And the plunger
at the finals.
Right.
Like, I'm like, I'm beloved and hated by some players.
But you don't even need to say that, bro.
Okay,
we know
forget that. So, they were playing the Knicks.
Yes, your New York Knicks.
My New York Knicks. And they had a shoot-around, which a shoot-around is different than a practice because a shoot-around is really just that. You sort of go through the motions, you go through some sets, you get a little sweat, and it's not an intensive practice. So we get to the practice just when the players got to the practice. Just when they were getting in the gym, we get to the gym.
Early a.m., yeah. We
10 a.m.
We picked up our coffee and hot chocolate, and we were in there.
And I was elated. I was excited. I was pumped.
I've never seen that look in your eye ever, I don't think. Like for real, I don't think I've ever seen you so, like you were fangirling. Like you had like a twinkle in your eye.
I should.
And that was just getting to the practice facility.
And that was when we were first, at the facility there, we were high up.
Like it was like a balcony level. We were sharing it with other kids.
Yeah, there were a bunch of kids there.
Yes,
from the community, and it was us. And I got to be honest, I was like, nah, the kids, they've never been here. Right. Me, I need to get on that fucking wood. I need to get on the floor. I need to go sit because we're on the balcony, and let's keep it real. The players are like, "Yo, Mike, they see me,
they see you." And then I even saw one of the players go over to Coach Kerr, Mr. Kerr, Steve Kerr, and he tapped me and said, "Yo, look at that guy over there." And then he turned around and went, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
So it was kind of this like we're up high.
They're excited to see me, and I'm freaking out to see them.
Right, we were like watching like an opera up there. It was like we didn't want to be up there.
We need to come down on that.
We need to
be on the court, like right there on the court. So just to tell you what we're seeing at an NBA shoot around. First, this is what happens. The guys are like stretching out. They're doing a light jogs to warm up their bodies. Then they shoot. They do shooting drills, like repetition. Oh, all of them. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, the whole group. Then they do some more like running, like they're doing the 3-man weave, basic basketball drill, full court 3-man weave. Then they do some quick offensive sets, real loose.
Loose, because I have to say, I did see Steph and a couple of the other players. I think they were so comfortable with their practice that they began to kick the basketballs like kickball, like they were having fun at that point. Like, yo, check this out.
It's a very loose practice. There's music playing. They're playing hip hop in the spot. At one point, we're not sure what he did. He might have went to get his ankles taped, but Klay Thompson seemed to go like it felt like a bathroom break. Like he went somewhere and then came back 10 minutes later. And usually like during practice, like that kind of thing, I don't think he was getting his
He was walking funny, like underneath the balcony. Like he kind of looked up.
Came back about 10 minutes later, like, I don't know if he dropped a deuce or not. Not my business. But we did say, yo.
Was it number 1 or number 2, Klay?
We didn't say that to him, but that was what me and Dean were. So anyway, so they do this sort of loose thing that's just about a half an hour. Then they go, come on down. So we're like fucking gacked up. So we're like going down to the court, and we're like right there, and right in front of us is Andre Iguodala, David West, Draymond Green is on the other court shooting around, and literally 5 feet in front of us, Steph Curry is working out with a ball boy and one of the coaches. And just to tell you what it's like being Steph Curry and the repetition and the honor it is to go to an NBA practice. We as fans think that these guys are just showing up and doing what they're doing. We watch Steph Curry go from spot to spot. The corner, the elbow, the top of the key, corner, elbow, corner. The 5 spots around the 3-point line.
Yes.
Make 15 shots from each spot. He couldn't move until, because at one point the coach said that's only 12. And he had to make 15. This is after practice. So he made 15 from each spot, which is 15 times 5 is what?
I mean, you do the math.
150? 5, 10, 15,
20.
125 shots he made from threes.
Yeah, I think there was one point where I heard the coach say, if you don't get to 15, you're not having lunch.
They didn't say that.
I thought that he said that.
You thought you heard the coach say to Steph.
I thought at one point I heard him say, that was 12, you need to hit 15. If you don't hit 15, you're not having lunch
Can
today.
you confirm that?
We don't fact check on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast.
Beautiful. You haven't been on the podcast in a while, but you haven't lost a step.
Thank you.
So the point that I'm making is, number one, it took him about 15 minutes to do the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And he did the whole thing with a smile on his face. It was effortless. He wasn't sweating.
No.
He made those 125 3-point shots in about 15 minutes, and it was easy work. Klay Thompson is on the court down on the other side of the gym.
And he's such a mystery, bro. No, I can't figure him out. He seems cool, but it's like, he's in his own world over there. He's quiet. It's like, I don't know what he's doing.
He's with 2 coaches, full sweat.
Yes.
Doing shooting drills by himself. Step back threes, step back from the elbow. Every sort of fucking little sequence you could think of by himself. Klay Thompson. And the point that I'm making is, like, these guys treat this like a craft. They're professional basketball players. They don't just show up at Oracle Arena or show up in the finals. Like, they're shooting and shooting and shooting. David West is doing his drills. Looney is down there doing his drills.
JaVale McGee is in front of us.
JaVale McGee had a full fucking workout in front of us. And I'm going to get to JaVale McGee in a second.
Sure.
So then, the first person who we have conversation with walks right over to us, Steph Curry.
Just casually.
While he's shooting the threes, walks right over to me and Dean, and he says, "What's up with the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast?" And I'm going to tell you something, guys.
That was the first thing out of his mouth. He said, I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. What's up with the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast?
Now, you remember the Jamie Foxx bit about Prince? And he says, when you're around Prince, this is when he was living.
On Living Color?
No, when he was stand-up.
Oh, okay.
He did a bit about Jamie Foxx. He's like, you don't want to look him in the eyes because if
right.
When you're with Steph Curry, you don't want to look him in the eyes. First of all, if he ever doesn't want to play basketball anymore, he should be a Noxzema model.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was saying to you, like, his skin is perfect. Yeah, I thought he could have been a Neutrogena model. No problem. I mean, the guy...
Absolutely. And he's so chill.
He's so chill. He's flawless. Do you say no Bruno after that?
No, you don't even have to say it, because it's like, he's Steph Curry. He's my height. He's not taller than me. He's my height.
I think he was shorter than you. I swear to you.
Maybe a half inch. He's my height.
Right.
He's just so fucking chill, so casual. And, like, I can't look him in the face.
And let me take the reins from here.
I don't know if I can't look him in the face because I'm, like, afraid I'm going to fall in love with him. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Right. You.
Is it his star power? Because I'm like, yo, there's fucking Steph Curry. Like, he's right in front of you. And he's coming over saying, what's up to me? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, me and him were having a moment, and we're just all, the three of us, just talking like regular guys. And, I'm starstruck, but I could keep it together. You couldn't look him in the eye, and you looked like a starstruck bitch. And I swear, at one moment I looked at your hands, and it looked like your hands were shaking.
Was my fucking hand shaking?
You were trembling a little bit.
I'm not going to front. Listen.
I never seen that look on you ever with anybody. You've met everybody under the fucking sun. I've never seen you look at someone the way that you couldn't look at him. And I was like, yo, man, get your shit together. I'm like, it was getting embarrassing.
It was fucked up. It was fucked up with Steph Curry because I'm just such a fan of his, and he's so unassuming. And it was just, It was bugged out.
And he's looking at me, and under my breath, he's talking about the Knicks, and under my breath, I'm like, I was like, you're gonna crush him tonight, just under my breath. And he goes, and he looked at me, he was like, what was that? And he's laughing.
He didn't know what the fuck.
He said, what was that? He was laughing, and I said, I was just saying you're gonna shut him down tonight. And he gave me a high five. He said, that's right. We were balling. I was like, whoa, man, this guy is like really chill, really
Real
humble,
chill.
really cool.
Then we saw our guy KD.
No, that's our friend.
Yeah, we chilled with him. We fuck with KD. KD's like our guy.
Like he came over to us and he said, "You guys good? You good?" He gave me this handshake.
And when he's at practice, he's a different person.
And you know what? I just want to say, you know when the handshakes can get awkward and then the handshake can connect. When you get that handshake, you don't know what the other person's gonna do. It could be a pound. It could be an awkward thing. It was like me and Katie every single time, foolproof. We hit that handshake and it connected.
And I got to say something. Everybody was real smitten with Dean. Like everybody, either they knew you from the gram or they're just so cool. Like a lot of times, like, you know, people will be like, oh, they're just like, and they don't care about who you're with,
right.
Whether it's your wife.
They were talking to me.
They were like, what's up with Dean? Like they were, Steve Kerr came over. I've never met him. I'm bugging out off of Steve Kerr because, of course, I hated him when he played for the Bulls. Right. I told him that. You got to tell him. I told him to his face. First thing I said was in the first 90 seconds. I said, when you were with the Bulls, not right. Cool. Like I wasn't with it. I wasn't like, Steve Kerr. I fuck with you now. I wanted to get that out of the way. He knows. I said, old hate never dies.
Yeah, I said that too.
I said, old hate never dies, Steve. So we're cool now. He said he was a fan of mine. I said, that's cool.
But old hate never dies. Doesn't that mean...
Meaning that like we're cool now. There's still a little piece of me that if we started talking about the 90s Bulls and the Knicks, I'm going to turn and I'm not going to be so excited to be at the practice, Steve Kerr.
I think he respected that
too. He understood that. And Draymond, I've met Draymond before. We talked about meeting and talking to Draymond at the Mayweather McGregor fight. I talked about it. But when you're at the practice and like they're in their Golden State Warriors shit and there's no fans around and they're fucking just finished playing, I'm like, how was I with Draymond?
You were also like a starstruck little bitch. Listen, man, I'm not trying to like blast you on your own podcast, but I was just like, yo, what up? Another one. Like we connected on the handshake, and Draymond was a lot shorter than I thought, which was very surprising to me. He looks so much fucking taller.
He plays bigger.
But like I said, I'm really
and he's short in terms of like I think Draymond's 6'6".
Right.
6'6".
He looks shorter.
He's 6'6".
Whatever. He's not
taller than 6'6". Let's put it that way.
No, he's definitely not.
He's not that tall.
He's not. But it's not an insult.
No. When I first saw him, I was tripping out because he plays so big and he's such a big presence and he rebounds and he talks shit. He's such a big presence when you watch.
We could talk about all this, but I just want to clarify that there is video footage of this online. So if you go, they didn't meet Steph. Oh no, they didn't meet Draymond. No, they didn't have that connect with their hands and stuff. It is online.
It is online.
You can go. You can
look it up.
Go research that.
Everything the Warriors do in 2018 is documented.
Right, and yes, we are in those videos.
So then JaVale McGee, who is such a dope, nice dude. I got to do his show. He's got a show on Kevin Durant's YouTube page, and I don't know when my episode is dropping, but I assured him. I said, I know you've had some good guests. My episode's going to be the best, JaVale McGee. Just to tell you about NBA players, JaVale McGee worked out for an hour straight with a trainer, full sweat.
Mm-hmm. And he's the only person that I think can rock a rat tail in 2018 and somehow make it decent.
He made it work.
He's
got a rat tail and it's like broken into 3 little pieces.
And he covers it with the headband, and then like when he wants to tuck it, he tucks it. When it wants to let it go,
he lets give it a little air.
Cool. Yeah, like give it some air.
But he worked out with a coach and a ball boy, full sweat.
Oh yeah,
like working on every single
not even
move,
looking at us. Different dude at practice.
He's totally focused. Like they're not fucking around. And Klay Thompson is still shooting at the other end.
Right.
Like Klay Thompson, I think shot around for an hour by himself. And I'm not talking about shooting around like, I'm going to go to the park and shoot around. With a guy rebounding it, it's like,
he took that 10-minute break in the bathroom, and I think they made him work that much harder when he came back from that break.
Yes, exactly. So we were fucking giddy. We hung out. We got to shoot free throws. Met the whole team.
I think we came back to the hotel after that, and we were literally just on such a high. We had to nap. We had to literally. We both napped because we were going to go to the game that night.
The adrenaline. It was like we had like an adrenaline. Like we went. Whoom.
Yeah, it was like a coffee crash without the coffee.
Without the coffee, it was like a Golden State Warriors Steph Curry crash.
Yes.
the point is that it was an incredible experience. And then we went to the game. We got to the game an hour early. And lo and behold, all the Golden State Warriors are out there shooting around some more.
Saying what's up, like, oh, yo, what's going on, guys?
But the point that I'm trying to give is that, like,
they're still going.
They're fucking practicing. The Knicks are out there. Our guy, Jared Jack, he's out there.
Yep.
Joakim Noah, full sweat before the game, half hour with the coach. I mean, these guys are they're professional basketball players. And just, I have such respect and such admiration. And when you get to see it up close, it's a whole different thing. And it was a dope trip. We watched the Warriors play. We watched KD play.
And maybe when you see Lonzo in person, you'll have a different perspective on him too.
I'm sure he puts it. Listen, if you're the worst player in the NBA or the best player in the NBA, you put in that work.
You're still putting it in.
I respect Lonzo. I respect anybody.
No, I know you do. I know you do.
I'll share one little tidbit. So after the game, again, saw all the players. Literally one by one, the entire team.
The bench, the starters,
we're in the parking lot. We're like, oh shit!
Like we're friends at this point, though. Would you say?
they're not even at this point. I'm sort of like, you guys are taking Michael Rapaport for granted. Like, I kind of like it better when you're excited to see me.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if they were thinking like, what at this point, like, what the fuck are you doing here?
I don't think that was the vibe, and I would tell you if that was the vibe, but I think it was like, oh shit, okay, they're here again, like, let's go say what's up to them. It was very much like, okay, like I consider Kevin Durant to be like,
he's like our guy.
He's like a brother to me at this point.
He's not like I don't think he would consider you a brother.
I think he would consider me a good friend at this point.
I don't think he'd consider you a good friend. I'd say like he met this guy Dean with Rapaport. Like you're talking about brother and good friend.
No, I was just saying there was one point where I said
what?
There was one point where I said
he definitely like he was cool with you, but no, like you're a brother.
He was extra cool with me, and there was one point where I said, "Yo, man, thank you so much for having us over here. When you're in LA, we should all chill." And he said, "Hell yeah, let's all kick it." And I thought, all right, we've crossed that bridge of friendship.
It was total elation, and I'll share one thing. So the Oracle Arena, however listen, we're not from Oakland, we're not from Berkeley, we're not from San Francisco. Like,
be careful, bro.
I know. The arena's in Oakland, I believe.
The arena's in Oakland. It borders Berkeley.
The Fairmont where we stayed is in Berkeley.
Yeah. We did walk around in San Francisco. I don't know where we were. I guess we can't really say what
downtown.
Trip we went on.
Where we were downtown. But at one point, I'll say this. This was another highlight.
Yes.
So it's starting to get like San Francisco cold. Not like New York brick freezing cold.
It was fun.
But it's like 11 o'clock. It's cold. We're underdressed. And we've walked like, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile away from the arena.
After the game.
Yeah, but we're still near the parking lot.
Yes.
I mean, like way after the game, I got to shoot the JaVale McGee show, which is dope. And it'll be on Kevin Durant's YouTube page, I'm sure, in the next few weeks. And we're waiting for an Uber. We're talking to the Uber, who unfortunately didn't speak great English.
He's on the south side. I'm saying we're on the north side. Go to parking lot fucking Z.
We don't know what the fuck he's saying. And no disrespect, he just didn't speak great English. And I told Dean, please talk to him, because I'm never a great communicator. You could speak the best English in the world.
Yes, I did speak to him.
So we're still in the Oracle Arena area, but we're away from the arena, because I guess that's where the Ubers come. Lo and behold, fucking Coach Kerr pulls up, and he's like, did you enjoy the game? I'm like, fuck yeah, man. We enjoyed the game. We had a great day. We had a great game. Thanks for having us at the practice. This was fucking awesome. And he goes, what are you guys doing out here? We said, we're waiting for the Uber. He goes, waiting for the Uber? Let me give you a ride to the Uber.
He's a kid in the car. What are you talking about? And we said, no. We'll wait for the Uber. That's okay. He said, please get in the car. Move the stuff in the back seat. Push it to the trunk.
And we get in the car, and we drive like 10 minutes where he dropped us off so we weren't going to get lost or stranded in the car with Coach Kerr. I'm not, now, normally, you guys know my personality on the Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Talk.
Michael
I'm
was
like
silent.
having an out-of-body experience at this point.
Michael was silent. And while we're in the back seat.
Here's the most impressive thing. I want to say this.
Because I know what you're going to say,
I want to say this. So, I told you at the practice at 10 in the morning, I introduced Steve Kerr said, is he with you? Yeah. And he said, Dean. How you doing, Dean?
And he said,
Coach, boom. That was the extent, really, of your conversation with him. After the game, 11 o'clock at night, after his whole, whatever his life is, after coaching the goddamn Golden State Warriors.
They won, by the way.
After dealing with the press, all that stuff, we're waiting on the side of the road. As we're getting into the car, he says, how are you? Good to see you again, Dean.
He says, Dean, yes, good to see you again. And I turned to you, and I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, What the fuck?
The fact that he remembered Dean's name shows what kind of dude he is.
I think that says a lot about a person. Now, I'm bad with names. I'm good with faces. You could be good with faces and bad with names. Whatever it is. Good with names, bad with faces.
It shows that he's paying attention, that he cares, and he's taking into consideration, like, I'm not just going to talk to Rapaport. I'm going to say, like, that's his guy. What's up, Dean? Good to see you again. Dean.
Dean. And he said
Dean. He said Dean.
And I think that's just a trait of that's why he's the best coach out there. I mean,
and obviously a good dude. Obviously
really
a good dude.
I will say that.
So the bottom line is, it was really a privilege and an honor and a cool experience. And again, I never take these things for granted.
No.
Dean, you seem like you're like, well, when are we going to go back? And I'm like, you're never going back.
I am going back because
you're taking it for granted already.
That's not true.
You're like, well, I'm like, well, you're not. You may never go again.
That's not true, and I may never go again. But we did meet a lot of people that said that they wanted me back in the arena, which was great. We even did a little shoot around after practice, which was fun.
Yep.
I think I beat you in a free throw contest, which was
know
really
you didn't
sick.
beat me. I beat you.
No, you didn't.
We were tied, and then I beat you. I wasn't paying much attention.
Okay.
We were tied, and then I beat you. And if anybody saw Dean Collins shoot a basketball, and the fact that we were even tied, you'd lose fucking respect for me because he shoots the basketball like he's never shot a basketball
sports
before.
Guy. I don't.
I'm not saying I'm proud of the fact that I was tied with you.
Like you were shit.
I was on my phone. I was very excited.
You were shit. But I do want to say that now I'm back in LA. We're back here. It's been a few days now, and I go to the gym, and I see all these people at the gym, and they kind of look at me, and I usually look down, and we don't
like
make
you're
eye
ashamed
contact.
of yourself.
Yeah, like ashamed of myself. I'm at the gym. Don't look at me. But now I feel like because I'm technically friends with Kevin Durant, and Steph. Curry.
Yeah.
I feel that like I'm looking at people like, okay, yeah, I'm looking at you in the eye now, and I'm thinking, you don't know where I was 48 hours ago.
You have no fucking idea where I was just yesterday.
Like you're cool with your Gucci belt over here at the fucking gym, and
you're in the gym with your Gucci belt on, asshole.
Yeah, okay.
You have a fucking Gucci belt on while you're trying to work out.
Right, I'm rocking the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast shirt, and you're looking at me like I'm a fuckboy.
I was at practice the other day, asshole.
Yeah,
JaVale McGee may or may not remember me, but the point is I was there.
Yes, and I'm not going to flaunt it. I'm not going to make business cards saying Kevin Durant's friend, Dean Cole. I'm not going to do all that.
You're saying that you're his friend. We have to see if we see Kevin Durant again. If he says, "What's up, Dean?"
1,000% he'll know. He knows.
Okay,
we are on that level. But it was an amazing trip. I thank you so much for bringing me along. We did some shooting. We did some filming. There's some cool projects coming.
Shit was real,
and it was epic.
Yeah, it was really epic. So thank you for the Golden State Warriors for having us up there.
Yes, shout out to Golden State Warriors
and my guy Rich and everybody else.
Shout out to Rich for sure.
And everybody who hooked us up. I like to keep it innocuous and sort of vague. But trust me, the experience lingers in my heart to this day. All right,
and you got to let it linger.
Shout out! We haven't talked about
the Cranberries.
The Cranberries. The lead singer died.
Yes,
and I used to have a '90s white girl mix.
Yes,
I had a mixtape of '90s white girls.
So we're talking like Mazzy Star,
Tori Amos, the Cranberries.
Yeah, that's a soft side of you. I've never heard that side.
I literally had a CD mix.
Where is that CD?
I don't know. I'm gonna recreate the mix on Spotify. It's called on Spotify. '90s white girl.
Yes,
that's the mix. So that's
a cool mix.
Mazzy Star, Dope, Fade Into You, Cranberries. Do you have to let it linger? Would you consider it letting it linger? And of course, My Bloody Valentine. That was another group.
What's that? Oh, and now I wasn't a big fan of My Bloody Valentine.
I like them. Shout out to my girl Chloe Sevigny.
Okay.
Anyway, what more can I say? Fantastic experience up at Golden State. The young shooter.
Do you want to talk about anything else?
Well, I don't know. Do you have anything else to talk about? Because everybody always wants to know, can a shooter shoot?
Oh, well, I do want to just say there.
Hold up, my man. You got to take your fucking feet off the blanket, Duke.
Dude, I just got back from the gym.
I don't give a fuck, my man. You got to
These are clean socks.
My man, take your feet off the blanket, though.
Okay, can I just say one thing?
Okay.
I want to tell everybody real quick.
Shit.
This microphone, it's got a really strange odor. And I think that it's time to maybe switch up
Does it?
Yeah, man. Like, it's got a weird smell to it. And I think that's maybe why you're not getting some guests that you want to get. Right. I don't know what it is.
I need to get new
what
are they called, Mike?
What is that? Like a mic jacket?
Mic foam.
The foam smells weird. Wash that shit,
cool.
Bro.
Okay.
Because it's offensive to me.
Okay.
But yeah, no, everything is good. Just to kind of wrap it up.
My man, if you don't have any have you been on Grindr?
Listen. I don't know why you keep bringing up that app because Grindr, let me remind you, is a gay app.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing against gay people.
Sorry.
Nothing against that. I'm not homophobic.
And nothing against the app.
I have a lot of friends. Nothing against the app.
So you haven't been on Grindr?
Never got on Grindr, brother.
Okay,
but
cool.
I am on Tinder. I am
That's
on
what's
Bumble.
And any of the females out there that want to check for you on there.
If you want to check, I mean, go listen. I just want to say another shout out. You can go to my Instagram. I like it when people slide into my DMs.
No. We not doing plugs for your
there ain't no
motherfucking
plug,
Instagram.
bro. This
We're
ain't
not
no plug,
plugging
bro.
your motherfucking Instagram. I mean, you got anything else to share?
I got a date tonight.
Okay.
It was a dry season the past couple months, but for some reason, I think Mercury's out of retrograde, as they would say, and it's a new year, and
cool.
things are looking up.
All right, cool. Listen, I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Stay with me.
Yo,
Gerald.
what up?
Ha. Gerald McCoy, Tampa Bay Buccaneer beast. I appreciate you rocking with me on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I'm a humongous fan, man.
I appreciate it.
Six-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Now, when I was texting you about doing the show, you told me that you were getting in. You were working out for the Pro Bowl, which took me by surprise because the way the Pro Bowl seems, it seems like nobody cares. But you're not playing around like, when it comes to the Pro Bowl. What is your Pro Bowl workout? Like, why are you even still working out? Is that a misconception?
Yeah, no. So for me, a lot of people don't know. I mean, you're right. A lot of people don't work out. But for me, it's a personal thing. You never know what to expect. I've played in it, 5 times. I haven't played in actually 6. I got 1 year I didn't go because of an injury, but I played in it 5 different times. And, this would be 5. And the tempo's been different every time. So for me, I just don't want to go out there, 1, looking sloppy, and 2, you never know what tempo is going to be at or what shape you need to be in. And then also, I just don't like getting out of shape. I was sitting with Bruce Smith 2 years ago, and I asked him, how did you play 20 years in the NFL? He told me it's always easier to stay in shape than get in shape. So I kind of just took that, and I always try and keep something. I don't want to lose it completely. I always try and keep something. That way, when I do start training like crazy, it isn't as hard to, get back to where I was at.
Well, so what is the gist of like your off-season training to stay in shape? Obviously, when you guys get to camp, it's hard body karate, it's all in. But like, what is your sort of general off-season maintenance to stay in, in good, Pro Bowl Gerald McCoy shape?
Yeah. So for me, my diet has to remain constant. And then for the workout, what I do is.
But wait, when your diet, what don't you eat?
So for me, a lot of people eat steak. I don't really like to eat a lot of red meat. I want to, but I don't because of my genetics. It's not that I don't want to. For my genetics, if I eat steak, I'll just balloon, man. I get huge. So even though I'm a big dude, I try and remain a certain size because, as the season goes on, people put on weight. It's just how the NFL goes. So you try and remain a certain size. So really, for me, it's red meat and most fried foods. Other than that, I'm pretty straightforward. You just try to stay from all the fried foods, and for me, it's steak and stuff. Okay.
And then what about the working out? Break down like a day, like your off-season workout, like when you're going pretty thoroughly. Give me what your day is like. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, Gerald. You're like a high-end athlete. I'm like a no-end athlete, okay?
Right.
So it's nothing but respect.
What I'll do is, depends on where I'm at, I'll give you what I did last year. Last year I would come in because I usually train with Todd Durkin out in San Diego, same place Drew Brees goes to.
Okay.
And he has very specific workouts, but I'll give you what I did last year because I trained myself. I would come in, do my dynamic warm-up, which consists of I would do a lot of stretching, a lot of mobility, do some ladders, do some med ball slams, some jump rope, different things of that sort, just to get warmed up. And then I did what I call a heat up. Most people do like a warm-up. I do a heat up. So you want to take your body to its max heat so it can get ready to really like train itself. So I would put myself through this insane footwork circuit on the field. It would consist of ladders, cone drills, med ball throws, sprints, all these different things. And I just called it the gauntlet. And I would create it. You know, I would say I was going into the lab and I would create it as I went. And I put some of my teammates through this, and they was like, "Man, you crazy."
And this isn't the workout. This is the heat up.
No, I'm still warming up. I'm still heating up.
Jesus Christ, I'm tired from listening to you.
Right. And then, after I get through all that, then I would do my workout. The workout would consist of chain pulls, whether I was usually doing some football stuff with the bags or whatever it may be. But I'll just go through a chain pull day. You know, I would do a circuit of 2-point stance, right foot up, left foot up. I would do 4 pulls with 2 chains, and then I'll take 1 chain off and do 4 pulls with 1 chain, and then I'll take both chains off and do 2 pulls without the chain. And I would do that for each leg. And then I would do it in a 3-point stance, the exact same circuit. And then I would do it to where I would go 5 yards and kind of bend up the field like I'm rushing the passer. I would do that 4 times each way. And then that's when I would go over and do my football specific stuff, hitting bags, working on my footwork, punching the sled, things of that sort. And then after all of that, I would do all my sprinting and my running. So it may be gassers, which is across the field and back. I would do some 60-yard sprints. I may do hundreds or whatever it may be.
Jesus.
And then that's just on the field. Then I would go in and lift weights.
So how long is this whole thing from beginning to end?
Because I treat my setup as part of my workout. I don't allow people to help me set up or break down. It takes me about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Jesus Christ, man. That is real deal. That's NFL, like all level workout, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't play with my workouts, man, because I'm getting older. And, you know, that's when you're more susceptible to injury. And it's hard to lose all this weight the older you get. So I just try and grind myself. That way I can stay as young as I can, be able to keep up with these young boys while I'm running.
So at the beginning of the season, you said you put on weight. So at the beginning of the season, what do you start? What did you start at this season?
This season, I went into training camp. I was like 305. And then I finished the season. I was around 310.
Okay, so that's not much. That's 5 pounds.
No. Yeah, sometimes you see guys put on 10 pounds, 15 pounds, because this is how a travel day goes. So we come in, we do our walkthrough, and this is almost universal for the NFL. Because most people who come in, when you get guys from other teams, they come in and they look for, oh, well, y'all don't do a position dinner. Y'all don't do this. So that's how I know it's universal. So most of the time, Thursday nights, you take your position to dinner. So we have D-line dinner, or they'll have O-line dinner, or the quarterbacks will go out. So we'll go to this. This is a bunch of millionaires, so we're not going to Outback. We're not going to Applebee's. We're going to the Roof Chris and places like this. We go have these expensive meals with all this steak and all this other stuff. So you're eating all this nonsense, right? And then you come in Saturday, you're getting ready to travel. Most people send their rookies to get food for the plane. So you get food for the plane. There's food at the plane before you get on. There's food on the plane as you're traveling. And then most people leave, get to the hotel, and then go out to dinner again.
Jesus.
And then after that, they have a snack at night. And then you got pregame meal, and then there's food after the game. Then there's food on the plane.
Yo.
It's nonstop eating, man.
That's crazy.
Nonstop eating.
When you go to these Ruth Chris's with the D-line or the O-line or combined, how do you decide? You can't decide. Like, everybody can't whip out a credit card. How do we decide who's paying for the meals?
Credit card roulette.
Okay.
Everybody does whip out credit cards. So
everybody does whip out a credit card.
You put it in a hat, and it's to a limit. If you're a rookie, you're a practice squad guy, we don't make you do it. But if you can afford to pay for everybody, you got to do it. So you put your card in. The waitress or the waiter who served us that night shakes it up, and they take the card out, take the card out, take the card out. Who's ever last is who has to pay for the dinner.
I like that. How many times have you been caught with this bill?
I've actually never lost credit card roulette. Anytime I pay, it's because I choose to, but I'm pretty good at credit card roulette. I usually get out of it.
I fell in love watching you and your daughter on Hard Knocks. How's your daughter doing? And I want to offer my services free of charge if you come out to Los Angeles to babysit this little sweetheart.
Yeah, I got they're great, man. The twins. I have the she's got her brother who's the crazy one, but yeah, she's a sweetheart, man, and they're doing great. They're actually doing great. They actually just got out of school like 15 minutes ago. Just got out of school and they'll be here. I gotta go take the big guy to get his hair cut, and then later on, my oldest has a basketball game I gotta go to. So kids are doing great.
Yeah, well, they were beautiful, and it was so fun to watch you with them on Hard Knocks. What is your takeaway of Hard Knocks? They talk about this Hard Knocks curse. You know, I was so hyped for the Buccaneers. My man, Big Mike Evans. Jameis is charismatic. Like, the takeaway from it from the team, obviously, the season was bumpy for the Buccaneers, and I'm a fan, man. You know, like, do you guys like, oh, shit, we're never doing Hard Knocks? Or do you not even consider that as any of the problems? I think that the hurricane, like Hurricane Irma and canceling the game, that had something to do with just like the momentum of the Buccaneers was a little screwed up from the beginning. What is your takeaway of the season starting with the Hard Knocks?
Yeah, well, Hard Knocks, man, my take on Hard Knocks is I don't know if there's a curse or not. I don't really believe in the curses and stuff, but what I will say about it is this. We're professional athletes, and we play in front of 60 to 90,000 people a week. If a camera being in your face while you're working out is a problem for you, then you're in the wrong business. Because this is a business that if you are at your best, you're playing in front of the world at the end of the year, which is the Super Bowl. So if you can't prepare in your own comfort of your own training camp with cameras around you, you're in the wrong business.
Right.
So for me, all they did is capture personality. And I feel like anybody who's affected by Hard Knocks is being fake, in my personal opinion. If you so worried about a camera being around you, that means you're doing something you know you ain't really about. And our coach, he told us, well, as soon as we got picked for Hard Knocks, don't be fake. And if you are fake, we're going to call you out on it. Just be real, and this thing will be smooth. And at first, they were just in the way. It wasn't like, oh, well, I can't perform because this camera's watching me. It was more of, I'm trying to get dressed for practice, and you standing right behind me. Move. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, you just got used to it. Those guys and women became really cool, man. You was around them on your off day. You was around them every day at practice when we traveled to practice against Jacksonville, and you just seen them constantly. So it became like when they left, it was like, dang, where'd they go? You know? But then as far as the season goes, man, we screwed ourselves, just being honest. You could point to defense, you could point to offense, you could point to coaching, you could point so many different places. You can point to injuries. There's a lot of different excuses we can make, but I'm not going to make any of them. I'm going to say we screwed ourselves. We had all the players we needed. We had all the potential means nothing. People say, oh, you have so much potential. That means nothing. You got to go out there and make that potential a reality, and we didn't. We beat ourselves so many times. We had teams beat, and we would screw ourselves with penalties or turnover or defense and need one stop. We stop them all game and need one stop to win the game, and we can't stop them. We just screwed ourselves. And that's really was the epitome of what the season was. But I'm just excited that we finished our last game with a win at home. That's always great to go into the off season, man. Even though your season wasn't what it should have been, you never want to go into the off season on the L.
Right.
I mean, and most people do. If you're in the playoffs and you don't win Super Bowl, you went to the off season with an L. But at least you were in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It's worse when you don't make the playoffs and you lost your last game. That sucks.
I'm sure, man. Well, I want you guys to bounce back. You're not a friend of quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are not your friend. You eat them like little slices of bologna. You go against Drew Brees, Cam Newton, and the man by the name of Matty Ice twice a year.
Yeah.
As a defender, let me just throw the names at you. Drew Brees, what is he like to defend? Like, what is it like playing against Drew Brees?
Drew Brees is the ultimate professional. And it's almost unfair for me to get to talk about him because I'm around him in the offseason when he's not in his suit, when he's not making all these plays, when I just get to see him in his everyday life preparing to destroy everything he faces. But I'm going to take that out of the equation, and I'm going to take what I've seen just stepping on the grass. This guy is the ultimate professional. He'll be in the middle of getting sacked or throwing an interception, and he's talking to himself while the play is going on. You can hear it, because when you're down there, you can hear the different things that you guys don't get to hear. And he'll be saying, bad throw, Drew. He'll be saying stuff like that in the middle of the play. You know what I'm saying? He's the ultimate professional. And if you watch him on the sideline on a TV broadcast, you'll see anytime it's time for him to step up, he does his little shoulder shrug and he licks his fingers. That's almost like his, you know, when you see Batman like pull his mask down or whatever it is you see people do before it's time to go make it happen, that's just like his thing. And even when the game is over, you see him, he's studying that surface they give us. He's looking at plays. He's, regardless of what he does. And for him, being the ultimate professional, people don't know about Drew Brees is he is a very underrated, sneaky athlete. Drew Brees was a all-state tennis player. A lot of people don't know that in high school. He was an all-state tennis player, so this guy's been athletic. You know, I don't know what type of athlete people think tennis players are, but they're some pretty good athletes. So this guy can move back and forth. With being a tennis player, you got to be able to switch hands. You got to be able to run and move your shoulders and do all these different things. So when Drew Brees is getting taken to the ground or about to get sacked, he knows how to switch the ball to the other hand and flip it. He knows how to contort his body to where you will miss him, and then he'll flip the ball off. He knows all the different things. I seen him one time. He was in the red zone. And people know, if you really know football, you know if you have a mismatch on the outside, what you do is you check the outside to see if there's a one-on-one, see if you can exploit it. So you look outside, and most quarterbacks do this in the red zone because they can throw the fade and try and get an easy touchdown. Well, one time I was watching, and what Drew did is he was staring to the outside the whole time. Well, the defense, anybody who's playing in the red zone know you're going to keep your eyes on the quarterback or you're going to plaster your man. But in this particular defense, guys were keeping their eye on the quarterback. So if you see him looking out to the side this whole time, you're thinking the ball has to be going their way. So what he did is when he snapped the ball, he pump faked to the outside, the whole defense shifted, and then he threw a check down, and the dude was wide open. Different little things like that is what Drew Brees does. And that's why I call him the ultimate professional, because who would think to do that? He knows everybody's looking at him. He knows they're going to be looking, and if he pumps the ball that way, everybody's going to go that way. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just the type of different things he does. And why I love competing against him, man. He's never out. If there's a shot, he's never out.
Did you watch the Minnesota New Orleans game?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm a New York Giants fan, okay? And then I like my teams. Right. I like my Buccaneers. I like my Saints. I like my players. I'm a football fan. I was devastated by that. What did you think when you saw that game, the way that game ended?
I was devastated. And a lot of people, my son and my wife was like, why do you care so much? Well, one, that's my division. You know, if we can't be in it, we had 3 teams in the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Saints had to play Carolina in the opening round, so one of them was going to be gone. And then Atlanta lost to Philly. So this is our last shot. I'm pulling for our division to win this thing, or at least get there, because I had a theory the first year Carolina didn't win. The next year, Atlanta went to the Super Bowl. This year, I was pulling for the Saints to go, because that means next year, we got to go. You know what I'm saying? That was my theory, is what I was going with. Didn't work out. So I'm watching this game. I'm like, man, Drew done pulled the way he played in the second half shows why he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So he did this miracle and brought these guys all the way back. One play, and that guy misses that tackle. When I seen it, I literally threw my phone. And I was just like, this was over. We were going to the NFC Championship. The NFC South was going to represent our division in the NFC Championship. And that play happened. I was just I literally just was staring at the TV. You know how they keep showing Everson Griffin's reaction?
Mm-hmm.
That was really my reaction. I just was like, did that really just happen? It was crazy.
What would you say to that kid that missed that tackle? Obviously, he's not on your team, but
right.
How do you get over something like that?
Well, stay off social media.
Right.
Stay off social media. Turn your phone off. Turn your phone off for at least a week, or turn your phone off until the next game. Once that next game kicks off, people are going to, start to fade. It's going to start to fade what happened with you and everything, and then you just move on. You're a rookie.
Mm.
You got so many. Yeah, that play is going to be tagged to you the rest of your career. But what are you going to do to get people off your back?
Mm.
All you got to do, prepare in the offseason, come back and ball next year, and people are going to say, y'all remember when this happened? Well, look at him now.
Mm.
And that's what I would tell him. If I had something to tell him before that play is football one-on-one, wrap up. He ducked his head and I don't know what he thought was going to happen or what happened, but it just wasn't a good tackle. So.
No, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, you play against him. First of all, is Cam Newton bigger than you physically? Like, is he taller than you?
Absolutely. Cam is just not as big as I am, like girth, I guess you could say, but height, he's taller than me. Yeah, absolutely. Cam is a big dude, man. Cam is bigger than most players in the NFL, and a lot of people don't realize that. So when you see him making all these moves and shaking people and, being as elusive as he is, it's incredible to see. It's like watching LeBron. You see this guy do all this stuff in person, and you're like, man, there's no way this guy is that big and is moving like that. Yeah, he is.
What, aside from the movement and the physical stuff, what makes him special? I mean, you've seen him, in his MVP season. You've seen him, he's come up with you. You guys have, played against each other so many times in the last, few years. What is it about him that makes him special aside from the athleticism?
Cam is a momentum quarterback, and so is Matt Ryan, but I'll get to Matt Ryan in a second. Cam is a momentum quarterback as far as Cam Newton, he looks at himself as an icon, and I believe that he is as well. And that's how he plays the game, as if he is who he believes he is. And the swag that comes with being Cam Newton comes on the field, from his cleats to the gear he wears when he warms up to whatever he feels like he's wearing when he comes to the stadium or whatever. It's all an aura and a persona that he has. And if he makes a play, that goes along with it. And the worst thing you want to do is let Cam make a few plays in a row.
Mm.
Don't give him his confidence. You have to. His MVP year is the only year I've seen where Cam's confidence couldn't be shook.
Mm.
And Cam is a very confident player. He believes in himself. But if you get after him and he starts to make mistakes, then he doesn't trust himself as much. You can tell by the throws he makes and just how he starts to play the game. But Cam is one of those people, if his confidence is up and his momentum is going, you won't stop him. You just won't. He going to start doing all the dancing and all the gestures and talking. He going to start talking crazy to you and all. Like, it's just how it goes. And it's not just him. It's the people around him.
He'll talk trash to you guys?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if he makes a long run and you think you hit him hard and he know you didn't, or if he made you miss, or if y'all had momentum and they're making a run, oh, yeah, he definitely will. Because people talk crazy to him. So he go right back at you. That's just how he is. And I hate him and I love him at the same time. I hate him when we playing him. I love to see it when he's competing against everybody else.
Who else will instigate talking from the offensive side? Because, like from what it seems like the DBs and the safeties and the small dudes are the big talkers. You guys in the front are down there grinding it out. Who from the offensive side talks a lot of trash?
Mike Evans.
That's my guy, Big Mike.
Evans.
Big Mike talks a lot of trash?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about Mike. Mike is like the ultimate competitor. Mike compete in anything. If you shooting watered up paper to the trash can, he trying to get in, and he think there's nobody can beat him. He believes that there's no WNBA player can beat him because he's just too big. He feel like he'll put you in a post. And I keep telling him, man, these women are professional basketball players, Mike. They are pros. And I'll be telling Mike they will give you buckets. He don't think none of that. He thinks any D-League player in the NBA, he believes he can play with them. He believes he can play in the NBA. Mike believes he can outswim Michael Phelps. He believes he can beat the Flash in a race. That's just who Mike is. There's nobody in this world that can beat Mike in anything. And if you can, all he has to do is practice a little bit and he will beat you. That's the type of competitor Mike is.
I like that.
And there's nothing wrong with it because Mike is not an arrogant guy by any means. He buys gifts for his teammates every year. He's always looking out for everybody around him. You won't see him talk much during practice. You won't see him talk crazy to really people any other time unless he is competing. It's all in his competitive nature. It's not who he is as a person. He won't disrespect anybody in your craft. He's just competing. He will never say, oh, you trash at this, you trash at that. He just believes that you good, but I know I can be better. That's his mindset.
That's funny.
In anything. Yeah, it's crazy. There's nothing he don't think he can beat you in. It's ridiculous.
Matt Ryan, what is he like going after?
Matty Ice, man. I love Matty Ice because Matty Ice has so many different characteristics about his game. He's another one of those crafty momentum guys, but Matty Ice, the difference in him and Cam Newton, Cam can kill you with his feet. Matty Ice will kill you in the pocket. Matty Ice, so they'll get that run game going. He'll get a few passes, a few first downs. He'll get that play action and the boots going. And once he gets rolling, it's lights out, man. And then he's got that alien he's throwing the ball to, and Julio Jones, man. It's just not it's not even cool, man. He's just one of those guys. He's a momentum guy. Once he gets rolling, you can't stop him. Once I've seen him rolling, I mean, that's why when he won MVP last year, it's because nobody could slow him down. Once he got rolling, it was over. And that's just how it is. He can make all the throws, man. He makes some incredible throws. He makes some MVP caliber throws that I think goes under the radar. I think Matty Ice is one of the elite quarterbacks we have in this league and has been for a while.
Man, that's cool. Jameis, I love Jameis. You compete against him in practice all the time. What is Jameis Winston like? What's his deal? What's his story? How good can he be? And just like, what is Jameis Winston like?
So Jameis is he's like Mike Evans, but only with football. That's just how he is. Jameis is he like I don't remember the guy's name in Pineapple Express that kept getting shot. He got set on fire. He got stabbed. Everything was happening to him, but then at the end of the movie, he was sitting right there with him, and he just wouldn't die. That's Jameis. It don't matter what you say about him. What he's been in college, whether you said he was immature, he got in the little issues he had in college, he had, whatever little issues he's had in the NFL. People talk about him throwing the ball away. People talking about him losing the ball. People say, oh, well, he can't do this, can't do that, can't do that. It doesn't matter what happens. Jameis just doesn't die. And he will not die, and he refuses to die. And I will play with a guy like that leading us any day.
That's dope.
Any day. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. He has a you got to deal with us mentality, regardless of, he could throw 5 interceptions and he still feels like, oh, that happened. We about to still go win this game. That's who he is. That's how he is. That's how he is in practice. He doesn't feel like he can be stopped in practice. And regardless of if he's having a bad day, as long as we got another period or a few more plays, he feels like they gonna win the day.
Yeah.
But he's a realist. He'll get in the huddle at the end of the day and say, I didn't do well enough. Or he'll get in the huddle the next day and say, yesterday, fellas, I didn't do well enough, but I have another opportunity to change what I did. And that's how he is. And that's why we love him so much. That's why we're going to follow him and follow him and follow him.
That's dope. How much fun did you guys have with the social media aspect of the IEWs? Because he gives dope pregame speeches. The IEWs, and he was licking his W for dinner. How much fun did you guys have with all that?
We teased him. Listen, a lot of people, gave him hell for that, but what people don't realize is we did too. We went with it. We went with it, and we looked at it as our quarterback is just trying to motivate us to win, man. That's just who he is. He's a natural born leader, and as a leader, you're going to try and find different ways to motivate your troops. They're not always going to hit. That's just one that didn't hit home. But we understood what he was trying to do.
Right.
So we just make fun of him with it. Everybody makes fun of him with it. He laughs it off. He knows that, probably wasn't the best thing to do, but we took it as he just trying to motivate us to win. Let's hear the message and really not what he's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how we look at his pregame speeches. He's doing whatever he can. He's trying to create anything he can say and do to motivate you to go win this game. And that's just how he is. Natural born leader. He doesn't know how to not say something. Some coach will tell somebody else to break it down, and Jameis will step up and say something because it's just in his blood. He don't know how to do it. So we follow him.
You guys played New England on Thursday Night Football. I was watching the game. I can't stand New England. They make me sick. You lost 19-14. It was a close game. What does it take to stop Tom Brady? And playing against him, what is that like?
I'll say this. If you've never stood next to Tom Brady or around him, you don't realize this dude is a large human. Tom Brady is a legit 6'6". He's a legit. He's at minimum 6'5". He's a legit 6'5", 6'6". So he can see over the O-line very easily. And I've had the opportunity to practice against him twice, in 2012 and 2013. And what people don't know about Tom Brady is when he throws the football, he takes a deep breath. It's almost like he grunts as he's throwing. I don't know. I've never heard it before. I don't know if it's something that he's trained to do or somebody taught him to do, but it's almost like he's building up power to throw these passes. And it's very crazy to see, but playing against him is the same as practicing against him because they came to our facility in 2012 and they brought the whole team down here to practice against us. And usually when you go to another team training camp practice, you go kind of according to their schedule. Y'all mix and y'all may do different things depending on what the coaches have talked about. However, usually it's whatever team you're going to, they kind of gonna run the practice. Well, we were in the middle of a period and Tom Brady shuts everything down and make us start the whole thing over.
Wow.
Yeah, the entire thing. He's like, start this over. We're not doing this. This is not how we practice. And I don't know if it was what was happening is we were winning the period. The defense was. It was our one defense versus their one offense. We were winning the period, and he didn't like that. Because we were an up-and-coming team, and be honest, for lack of better words, we're the Buccaneers, and they're the Patriots. So he wasn't disrespecting us, but this is just the type of champion he is. He said, we're not about to practice like this. We're going to start over right now. We're starting this period over. Started from the beginning, very first play. And we did. Bill Belichick blew that whistle. Our coach, we looked at our coach. Our coach was like, hey, get back down there. And we started the period over.
That's gangster.
He does not care who you are. He does not care who you are. Aaron Hernandez was on the team at the time. Gronkowski's on the team. All these people on the team, he's cussing them out to their face. Cussing them out, running up on them, not disrespecting them, but basically telling them that ain't good enough. What are you doing? He doesn't care. That's just who he is. And that's how when you see him on a Sunday or a Thursday, in this case, you know why they are who they are.
That's dope.
So when you're competing against them, you know all the work that has went into getting to this point. So it's like, man, we really have to bring it because they put in so much work to get to this day. If we haven't prepared, and then knowing that, if I think back, like, have we prepared enough to be able to compete with these guys? And that week we did. Just unfortunate, we missed too many kicks, and we didn't come out on top. But yeah, man, he is. If you love to compete in whatever you do, there's no better game to play in than the Patriots. He's just a great competitor, man, and I loved it. Loved it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Who's the fastest dude coming off the line that you've seen in your career? Like out of the backfield, running back, or even receiver. Like, who's the fastest running back you've seen come off the line, and who's the fastest receiver you've just witnessed where you're like, yo, this is not normal?
I would say receiver, probably Deshaun Jackson.
Still.
Yeah. He's over time, I've never seen nobody run like this guy because I don't even think and talking to him, you're actually really getting to know him. He told me he don't even really think he knows how fast he is. He never really turns it all the way on. Unless if the ball's overthrown, he really, really got to go get it. That's when he's at top speed. But he can run past people to this day effortlessly. Effortless.
Dang.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody run like this guy. And Julio's pretty fast. As far as running backs, just a combination of speed and power, I would have to say Adrian Peterson. I mean, I could probably go down the list and really think of somebody who was fast at running back. Like we played the Saints this year. Alvin Kamara's fast. We played, Kansas City last year. Tyreek Hill is fast, obviously. But just a combination of just real, true speed and power, man, I would have to say Adrian Peterson.
This is so dope. Yo, but before I let you go, Gerald, now your career is far from being over. You have any aspirations of being an analyst or being on TV?
No. I just, people tell me I should. I never thought about doing it. If it comes down to it, I will.
Yeah, they're going to be coming for you.
I never thought about it.
They're going to be coming for you because football fans, we all think we know shit. I know that I don't know shit. So listening to you break it down and the way you broke it down, just those games and those players was awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man. This was great. Yeah, being an analyst, man. Here's the thing: if somebody I was supposed to go to NFL Network next weekend, okay. Or this weekend, one of these weekends, but I turned it down because I just have a prior engagement and I can't go. Going on something like that where all I have to do is go and give my analysis is one thing. But these guys, man, I've been in these production meetings. These guys have notes upon notes upon notes. They study film. They watch film. They do. The reason I know so much about what I know is because I'm still in the game. I'm watching film constantly so I can improve and help my team. But once I'm out of the game, I'm not going to want to go do all that, man. That stuff it takes time and it's hard. You got to really want to do that. And these guys are true professionals of being an analyst.
That's true.
Now, if you want to say, hey, we got a special guest, Gerald McCoy coming in, he's going to give us his thoughts on this, I'll do that all day. But to be like a consistent member of an analyst group, that's hard to do, man. And I just can't say that I would really be into doing all the film study once I'm done playing.
I hear you,
That's my only thing.
Yo, I'm going to let you go. I really, really appreciate you rocking me on the podcast. I'm a big fan. Hopefully I'll get to meet you either at a game or I'll come down to San Diego for one of your training sessions and, you can watch me vomit if I participate. And I'm a big fan, man. And congratulations on another Pro Bowl and, just continue doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate it, brother, man. I'm a huge fan as well. And when I seen your offer to come on the show, man, my wife and I, we lost it. I was like, man, this is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. But I appreciate you having me on, man. Anytime, man. I'll be back so we can talk it up.
Absolutely. Enjoy your break. Tell your wife you got a babysitter free of charge anytime you're in Los Angeles.
All right, brother. I appreciate it.
All right. Enjoy yourself.
All right, man.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. We're back. We're back. Yes. Yeah. It's working. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good like that. Oh, that sounds real nice. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. G Moody.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good, man.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes, I'm ready. It's the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming live and direct. I told you in the intro this was going to be a smacker. Okay? I don't steer you wrong. See, I steer you strong. And the hits just keep coming. My name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. The Gringo Mandingo, a.k.a. White Mike, a.k.a. Mr. White Folks. If that offends you for some strange reason, beat it. I don't know what to tell you. This is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I'm here with G Moody, whose last name rhymes with duty.
Indeed.
How's everything going, Mr. Moody?
Everything is going fantastic. Just enjoying the weather, enjoying New York. Everything is good.
The weather, huh?
Yeah, man. It's not as cold as it was, so anything above 30 is considered a heat wave.
Right, you guys are out like barbecuing and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not in any rush to make it back to New York until the weather straightens up. I have no interest in making it back to New York. None at all. What are you doing out there, Moody? Like, what's the latest, man?
Just living, chilling, eating good food, and that's it, man.
Oh, well, what do you mean eating good food?
Trying some good, I had some good Dominican breakfast the other day.
Oh, you didn't cook it, you got it from the spot?
Yeah. So
what's the spot in the Bronx? You should do a little foodery in the Bronx.
That's right, yeah.
You should start. You go to all the spots in the Bronx, like the Dominican spots, the Jamaican spots, the Italian spots. Since you're such a foodie, so you like to cook and everything.
Yes. So I've been doing that, just checking out the spots up here in the Bronx. It's all Cuchi Fritos, all that good Spanish food. I'm kind of delving into that area because I've already dealt with the soul food. So now I want to check out the Hispanic cuisine.
So it's an off week in the NFL. Thank God. I am ready for it to all end. I have to be honest. I'm glad there's no football this week. Of course, there's the 2-week break in between the Super Bowl. Justin Timberlake, who I have no problems with. I could give a shit about his halftime performance. I'll watch it. I like him. He's got some good songs. But the stink of the Super Bowl, it's just too thick for me to really get emotionally involved. I am going to say, I don't know who to root for. We had a couple of I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast fans from Philly say, yo, just root for Philly. And I just, as a New York Giants fan, I can't do that. I obviously cannot root for the Patriots. I'm going to watch the game like I'm going to an opera. I just watch. Whatever the fuck happens, it happens. You know what I mean? Like, people have been bashing Tom Brady. He's got like a documentary sort of showing, the sort of quote unquote behind the scenes of Tom Brady. And people are, like how stoic he looks and how machine-like he looks. Of course he should be a stoic machine. He's a fucking freak. He's the best that's ever done it. He's 40. He drinks, pisses, and shits football.
Yeah, Tom, I'm rooting for the Pats, by the way, because
whoa, my man. What are you saying?
Listen. I'm rooting for the Pats because Tom Brady, it's unbelievable what this guy's done, and he's 40. So we are watching just greatness, man, and I want the best quarterback ever to win the Super Bowl.
I get it. I'm just not getting emotionally involved myself.
And hold up, Rat. The Philly fans, I could never root for fans that would do sucker shit like that.
I don't support that at all. I got to be honest. And I've talked a lot about Philadelphia. I don't support beating people up, throwing things at fans. And, as much as I get hype and I like to talk my shit, it's in the confines of getting hype and talking shit. I don't ever want to see anybody get hurt or injured or anything like that.
Yep.
So we're not going to do any sick fucks of the week this week. I hear the grumbling. The sick fucks of the week, as I always say, have a certain je ne sais quoi, have a certain charisma, have a certain something about them. But the fans on Instagram, fans on Twitter, fans on Facebook, fans in my DMs, they knew what we were going to do with this guy. This is not a sick fuck. This is no laughing matter. This guy, you've heard about him, Larry Nassar. He was the doctor for Michigan State and the United States Gymnastics Federation. He was accused and convicted of sexually assaulting and molesting so many women over the years. Young girls. These are young children, girls. A total of over 156 people testified against this animal. And he does look like a sick fuck, and he fits all the qualifications of a sick fuck, but we cannot give him that award because even that award has some integrity. But we will give him the straight Wonder Bread Bag theme song. Miles, can you cue the Wonder Bread Bag theme song? Larry Nassar, you piece of shit. You're going to jail for 175 years. The judge said she just issued your death certificate. And when she was giving you the 175 years, she should have taunted you with a Wonder Bread bag.
Yeah.
The Wonder Bread bag is going to be something you're wishing for while in jail. Because you're going to wind up, and I don't think it's going to take long. You think you what you did was horrible? What's going to happen to you, you're going to wish you never fucking set foot in a doctor's office, you dog. You animal. You short eyes molesting fuck.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yo, words don't even describe, man. Well, what should happen to a dude like this, man? I don't know, man. I can't. Wonder Bread bag. That's it.
Another Wonder Bread bag treatment goes to, he doesn't get the sick fuck award. Miles, cue the Wonder Bread bag song again. Confessed cop killer. A confessed cop killer. This guy in California, he killed 2 police officers. And while he's being sentenced in the court, he said, fuck it, I don't want to be here no more. Fuck the jury and the dead cops and their stupid fucking families. Fuck the judge. Okay, no, fuck you, Luis Brand Camantes, whatever the fuck your name is. You're going to prison, okay? And rest assured, they're going to set it up so you catch that Wonder Bread bag action. No olive oil, my friend. This is a true animal. This is a guy that needs to be violated emotionally, physically, and sexually while in prison, okay? This is an animal. I don't even know why they keep people like this in jail. You say fuck the cops, fuck the judge, fuck the cop's family that you killed. Why does society need somebody like that?
Yo, I don't fucking know. I know it's happening ongoing, on and on again. Yo, what do we do? This guy cannot be rehabbed. Some people just need to be executed.
Yeah.
Straight up and down.
What's the point?
Right. He's not getting out, and it's just a waste of taxpayer money keeping him alive. I don't understand the humanity and giving him humanity. I don't get that.
Speaking of humanity, the president of the United States, his compadre in the whole Pussygate scandal. Remember Billy Bush with the whole grab him by the pussy situation?
Yep.
I was thinking about this. You know, he lost his job and all that stuff. And I was thinking to myself, this reminded me in a way of the situation with the Aziz Ansari situation. Like, he's interviewing this star, right? Donald Trump. He's charismatic. He's talking a lot of shit. He's talking about grabbing girls by the pee, and I just kiss him and all this vulgarity. And Billy Bush is sort of like, laughing uncomfortably.
Right.
And essentially, he didn't do anything wrong. Like, why did he lose his job? Because he didn't, beat up Donald Trump? Because he didn't leave the situation? Like, in my opinion, Billy Bush is a victim. It's just like, if you're around a powerful person or like an important person, just like that girl was with that little shit, Aziz Ansari. You read the article?
Yeah.
People are like, she could have just left. If a guy says she could have just left, people are like, you have no compassion. You don't understand women. You don't understand what it's like. Right. And obviously this isn't the same thing because it's not a sexual thing, but it's like Billy Bush is just there to interview the dude. He's there to do a job. Donald Trump is talking all kinds of crazy shit that he didn't sign up for. And why is Billy Bush guilty? Like, why is he even having to explain himself? He did not do anything wrong in this situation.
He just there. Yeah, he was just saying, like, he didn't say anything, right? He didn't say anything like kind of co-signing Trump, right? He was just laughing.
He's just laughing and giggling because he probably felt uncomfortable. Like, yo, this guy's fucking crazy. Just the way that girl is laughing and giggling, she's trying to escape. When Aziz Ansari is trying to, get at her. Again, I'm not comparing the two in terms of he didn't put his hands on her, but it's the same. We've all been in situations. Obviously, sexual assault is different, but we've all been around people that, have made us uncomfortable. We've all been around people that are saying things that you can't co-sign. And not everybody is fucking a superhero in that moment. Sometimes it takes a day, 2 days, a year, 20 years to sort of capture how you were feeling in that moment. I don't know why Billy Bush was like treated like he did something wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. The only guy who did something wrong was the guy on tape saying all the craziness.
Yeah, and Billy Bush got pushed out to the fucking water, and he's just there. That is kind of fucked up.
What else is fucked up? Tiffany Haddish, my girl, the actress. We all know who she is. She was in Girl Trip, comedian.
Funny.
Real funny, as real and genuine as it gets. Came from the bottom, grew up a foster kid. She's very open about all that stuff. In the last, 6 months, 8 months, her star has just taken off. And we all love her because she's just true to herself. She doesn't sugarcoat who she is and all that stuff. She got so much backlash the other day because at 4:30 in the morning, she was one of the people that was announcing the Oscar awards.
Right.
And she mispronounced a few people's names. Now, number one, again, people like, you love her because, she talks shit, she's flawed. You see her sort of her normality. And you see her pain in her comedy. You see it in her acting. You could feel her pain when she talks about like her life. She had a tough life. But then when she makes a little mistake and you're still seeing her flaws and her just regular-ish qualities, all of a sudden, she's supposed to be like some fucking well-spoken, polished, Shakespearean theater actress. And she didn't prepare. She didn't do. First of all, it's 4:30 in the morning.
Damn, that's what they said about her? Like, she was fucking up the name. So
yeah,
what does that mean?
The dude's name, I can't pronounce the dude's name. And if I tried to pronounce the dude's name, I would have probably fucked it up too. I'm sure she practiced it. Everybody wants to jump on everybody for everything.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what did they say about her? Like what? Like
it was disrespectful. Just the normal bullshit. It became like a, when you're trending on Twitter, enough people are talking shit about you. Mm-hmm. To make it into a thing. Just like my girl Erykah Badu, she did a full interview. Now, first of all, if you follow and you're a fan of Erykah Badu, she's a like a one of a kind thinker. Like, she's gonna speak her mind. She don't take no shit. She's thoughtful. She's insightful. She's not gonna give you what you think you're gonna get from Erykah Badu. All right,
yes,
that's part of the beauty of somebody who is an artist who you feel her pain. You feel her, everything about her in her music. She made a comment, something about like, I see the good in everybody. And then I think it was sort of sarcastic, but basically what she was saying is, I see the humanity in everybody. And and somehow it got on Hitler. And she said, I could see some good in him. And then she sort of backtracked because she made a joke about him being a good painter. She didn't say anything other than that. And again, Erykah Badu this, Erykah Badu that. shut the fuck up. It's like every 2 minutes they want to find somebody and drag them down. And it's only celebrities. I wish these people that were coming up with the articles would start showing their faces, giving us some insight into their background so they could be dragged and you could have a fine-tooth comb run through everything you say and everything you've done in your entire life and your existence. It's ridiculous, man. They just trying to it's a witch hunt. It's like a witch hunt for like just whose career can we end and for what reason?
Right. So, but anytime you mention Hitler,
anytime a non-Jew mentions Hitler,
yes,
because Larry David,
mention it.
Sarah Silverman, myself, Woody Allen, all sorts of Jewish comedians, we all make Hitler jokes all the time, all the fucking time.
You're Jewish. You guys are Jewish.
But that's like saying Quentin Tarantino shouldn't have made Django Unchained. I don't agree with that. Now, listen, if you say certain things, you might have to, you might ruffle feathers, but she wasn't even making a joke. She was just making a comment. And it doesn't mean that if white people make jokes about black people, or if white people make jokes about Asian people or Hispanic jokes or Mexicans, it's just like, we have to be able to, like, in regards to comedy, specifically comedy, we have to be able to poke fun at each other. And it doesn't have to be taken as like, oh, Erykah Badu she's this, she's anti-Semitic. Shut the fuck up.
Of course not. She's not that. And I understand exactly because I read the piece. But man, in reality, you cannot, a non-white person, not a Jew, cannot mention that man's name in any regard because it's gonna be taken as that. So if you towing the line where you say Hitler and you saying it in a good, sense, like he was a good painter, they're gonna run with that because that's fucking headlines, and we're gonna sensationalize that. So don't jump into quicksand with that shit. That's what I would advise.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. It's just like we're in such a climate right now where it's like everybody's just looking to bury the next person. It's like, who's the next person whose life we're gonna ruin? Like Casey Affleck, who I don't know what he did. And let me tell you something. People, he sort of, I guess a couple of years ago, he was accused of some sort of sexual harassment or something like that, and he paid some girl. Sexual harassment could be, I don't know what his situation is, okay? And obviously we talked about Aziz Ansari. He got nominated for a SAG award the other day. He didn't show up. They announced his name. No one clapped. Casey Affleck, who won Best Actor last year, he just pulled out of showing up to the Oscars. I'm not saying sexual assault is anything to fuck around with. Again, you have to keep saying it. I've said it 3 times just this episode.
Yeah, it's a bad thing, man. It's like, it's a fine line, man. And, I support all those women that had things like this happen to them. So I want to say that first. Like, I'm supporting all that.
That's the 4th time we've said it. It's like you have to say it. It's like you have to say it 5 times. Otherwise, they're gonna try to come after me and G Moody. Last name rhymes with duty.
Yeah, don't come after me, man. I love women.
This seems to be a trending thing in 2018. As you know, I've talked about it many times. You saw my video. I don't fuck with coyotes. I don't like coyotes. I'm not comfortable being around coyotes. The first house I lived in Los Angeles was in the hills of Los Angeles, which is obviously a residential neighborhood, but it's the hills. That's why it's called the hills. And there's plenty of coyotes up there. And I'll never forget, one time I was coming home from dinner and it was dark and a coyote ran off my roof, jumped the fuck down about 10 feet, ran right past me and grazed past my leg. Scared the shit out of me. Okay, I don't fuck with coyotes. I've seen coyotes walk the street like gang members. Like, what are you doing here? Like they have that swag, like, who is you? Okay, so when I see a coyote in my neighborhood, I'm not comfortable with it. When I see a coyote kill a cat and walk off with it like shit is sweet, I'm not comfortable with it. And in Connecticut, a family in Connecticut watched as a coyote came out of the woods, grabbed their Chihuahua Jack Russell Terrier mix, and took that motherfucker into the woods and ate his ass. Now, the little kid was there. Now imagine your little Jack Terrier. I don't know what the dog's name is, Bobo or Woody or whatever the fuck his name was. Imagine you see that. This is why I don't mess with coyotes. They are killers. They're not playing around. It's not like a bunny rabbit or a lizard or anything like that you see in the woods. It's not a deer. It's none of that. As a matter of fact, deers are cute. I've seen deers. That's not for me either. My mom lives in Jersey in the sticks. I see a deer. I'll stop in my car. I'm not getting out of my car. Who knows what's going to happen? You don't know what's going to happen if you get out of the car and there's a family of deer. They might run away. They're most likely going to run. Who's to say they're not going to turn around and get crunk? You don't know.
Hey, it's nature, though. I mean, I don't know. What do you want? He's doing what nature programmed him to do.
I agree.
It's your job to protect your dog when you see the coyote. Instead of running scared, it's your dog. You love your dog. You see the coyote. You protect the dog.
And it's my job as a person to not be around any of it. I don't want any problems. I don't want I don't want any of that work with that coyote. And speaking of nature, a snake lover. He loves snakes. He had a pet python named Tiny, an 8-foot yellow python, guy named Dan Brandon, 31 years old, was found in his home choked to death by his beloved 8-foot pet snake. I don't fuck with any animals that you cannot beat in a fight. I say it once, I'll say it a million times. I'm sure this poor bastard thought Tiny was just coming on him to give him some love. Well, your snake doesn't love you, Duke. Suffocated my man. They found him dead. Snake was in the crib. Can you imagine?
That's the guys that have them all around their neck. Yo, man, that's a risk. Like when you roll the dice like that, that's a risk. It's not like the animal, knows what he's doing. You're just lucky he didn't strangle your ass before.
Exactly. And if you're sleeping and he's like, oh, the Tiny loves me so much, Tiny wants to sleep with me.
Right.
Nah, Duke. Nah. And Tiny doesn't talk. See?
Right. I don't know. That's a risk. You roll the dice, you come up craps.
Here's another. This is, again, like, I love animals, but I don't mess around with wild animals. In Longwood, Florida, a quiet neighborhood, for some reason, I don't know why, turkeys are like out and about in this neighborhood, and they're like, they're terrorizing children. They're damaging cars. They're pecking at them, and they're scaring the shit out of the kids. See, this is why people do let the animals live. You want your kid to be jumped by a pack of crazed turkeys in Longwood, Florida? Go ahead. Since you love the animals so much, go ahead. Put your 3-year-old out there with the turkeys and see if they're like, all family friendly. Them turkeys in Longwood, Florida, they're not playing with you. Wild
turkeys. That's what they're called.
The NBA All-Star Game teams have finally been figured out. I mean, I'm glad that they split it up this year. It was the fans voted for the first 5 players from the East Conference and the first 5 players from the Western Conference. Then the coaches voted and the players voted for the next 7 players, 12 players on each team. And then LeBron James and Steph Curry, because they had the most votes, get to pick from the pool of those players in like a pickup game. The shit's really confusing to me. But it's all been laid out and done with. I didn't know what was going on for about 3 days with this, but it's finally done and set, and hopefully this will encourage a more competitive All-Star game. Because as Gerald can tell you, last year, G. Moody, Miles, and Jordan, they were at the game last year. And what do you remember about being at that game last year?
It was the worst All-Star game. None of the players were interested. It was like up and down, alley-oop. It wasn't like, okay, let's go at it. Let's give the people, the fans, what they came here for. It was like, fuck the fans. I can't wait till this fucking game is over. Let me get the fuck out of here. That's what it looked like on the court.
So hopefully this year will be better.
Oh, I got something for you, man. You was mentioning football, Gerald McCoy. XFL is coming back in 2020, and basically, it's basically going to be the opposite of what what they think the NFL has turned into. So I think the idea is, this is football. It's not tiddlywinks. the nature is violent. The violence is why you watch it in the first place. This is fucking football. No kneeling. You're in our stadium. You follow our fucking rules or you don't play. No more Greg Hardys. No more tolerating Pac-Man Jones. Players make more money by winning. No politics, no criminals. And I think on that, campaigning on that, I think they're going to be all right.
Let me tell you something. Football isn't basketball, okay? Football is an 11-man sport. Football isn't the G League. Football isn't the Big Three. To have 11 guys that are ready for prime time to play professional football, XFL football, is a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
To get the level of football that you're used to. Like, if you go to see like an N1 game or a street ball game, like a high-level game with all those dudes, or the Globetrotters, you could see the skill level. But when you're talking about football, where like all the positions have to be covered, like I used to go to arena football games. It was dope, but it's totally different than regular football. I think it was 7-man teams. It's very quick. But if you're trying to get a sort of secondary football league, and you can't do XFL football in like, oh, we're just going to do it in a small gym. You need football. You need a 100-yard field. You need a big place, and in a big place, a lot of people need to show up. Listen, Vince McMahon is smart. I just don't think the quality of the football, of the Tom Brady's, of the Le'Veon Bells, all the greatness we see, the Jared Goffs, the Gerald McCoys.
Yeah, you ain't getting no McCoy.
The Julio Jones. You're not getting any of that shit. And it's a whole business, and a lot of money's involved, and who knows?
Who knows?
All right, I'm done. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I'm out. I want to thank our special guest, 6-time Pro Bowler Gerald McCoy of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, G Moody, last name rhymes with duty, and the young shooter, Dean Collins. My name is Michael Rapaport. Another Smash Mouth I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I'm out.